The new Diary of a Wimpy Kid book was released today called Hot Mess, and of course I have to buy it. Every year I make a video of me getting the book, and you guys love it. The first time was me getting Diaper Overload that came with this huge poster. Look at this poster. Then I got No Brainer, which came with this bag. But now I have to get the new one and see what it comes with at Barnes & Noble. I always go there because they usually throw in a free item. Now, I am going to be going to Barnes & Noble, but I have to say the one thing I'm hoping for is that they have somewhat of a cool display. Every year I go, the books are always just put on a table, and that's it. There's maybe a little sign that says Wimpy Kid, but there's never anything else than that. I'll see other places have these cool displays, big cardboard cutouts, but mine has nothing usually. So hopefully this year's a little bit different. And of course, I'm excited to see what the free item is. But with that, let's go to Barnes & Noble and buy that book. I now arrived at Barnes & Noble and walked in the front door with a mission. I had to find this Wimpy Kid book no matter what. There's never been a quest harder than this, so I looked everywhere. I searched the Christmas section, the murder and mischief, this area where the book was obviously not at, but I still had to make sure. Don't forget about spicy TikTok. Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's been gone for years, but I like bringing it back up. And even the Wednesday section. You never know. The employees could misplace stuff, but actually it wasn't in its normal spot because they hadn't even set up the display yet. I arrived so early the books were still on the cart, but I did see next to it that there was a display, which I was excited to see. So I'll have to come back here later to see what that looks like, as well as check out all the new items they have for Wimpy Kid. So as I wait for them to put up the display, I made my way over to the music section that really should be called the movie section because that's all I ever looked at when I was a kid. And take a look at this. Apparently they're filming something back here. I have no idea what, but if you see me in a Barnes & Noble commercial, you now know why. Anyway, they still have a good amount of movies back here, especially since DVDs are becoming less popular, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. This whole room was practically filled with DVDs, but now it's just this little area in the back corner. I talked about this in my last video, but I feel like every year this section gets smaller and smaller. However, I still wanted to go through and see what they got. Who knows, they might have Wimpy Kid on DVD. But what I do know for sure is that if they did, it would be expensive. Barnes & Noble always had really expensive prices for their stuff, and the movies were no different. I made this comparison back in the day to show the difference between Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and it was funny to see the price range between them. But really, it's more like a scavenger hunt because they'll either have a great price for a movie, like these only being $5, or it will be the most expensive thing you've ever witnessed. Like, how is Godzilla vs. Kong $40? Yeah, I'll pass on that for now. However, I didn't see Wimpy Kid anywhere. I looked all around and they didn't have it. So I made my way over to the other movie section, and the difference in this area is that they're even more expensive than what you just saw. A movie like WALL-E, which is already $25, that's a good amount of money there, but because this version was released by Criterion, it's now $50. So it's the same movie, but different price. Now that's not everything back here. They also have, of course, music, and they have plenty of vinyls, which if you told someone 20 years ago that they would make a comeback, they would think you were crazy, but they did. Brand new movies and albums are getting vinyl releases. Even the Joker 2, that was not great at all, I gotta be honest. But here's the real question: where's Wimpy Kid? How is there no vinyl for that film? I can't even look at these anymore. So I moved over to the CDs, which oddly enough I feel like is now less popular than vinyls. I guess people enjoy older things, and this proves it. But there really was nothing special in here besides the movie Wish. Make sure you guys buy this. It's selling out quick. Now as for the other side of the room, I have to say it's gotten a lot better. I remember when they just had random stuff thrown back here, but now it seems to be a little bit more organized. Not really anything I would buy, but at least you can see what it all is. Like, I can now see this Marvel Pop-It. It was a real struggle not to buy it, but I had to make the right choice for now. Maybe next time. And the last main things in here is puzzles, which they have plenty of. You'll never run out of puzzles in this section. And don't forget board games. You would think they would have the classics, and they do, like this Game of Life, but then you have games like this. It's really just random all around. I then made my way over to the books and looked at the ones that were based off of TV shows and movies, like Mickey Mouse, Mad Max, or even Godzilla vs. Kong. I gotta say though, this section went downhill. Last year they had some interesting stuff, but now there's almost nothing. But at least they kept Bill and Ted. Man, that was a close one. I thought they got rid of it. I know that's a bestseller. Then I wanted to check out the magazines, which I was never a big magazine reader before, besides for one, and that was Mad Magazine. You can see the full collection I have in an older video, but I loved collecting these. But they stopped making them a little bit ago, and now only release compilations of older issues. Definitely not the same as what it was, but still great to see that they are releasing stuff to this day. But now it was time to make my way over to the final section, and that would be here in the back. This is where you'll be reminded of all the books from your childhood, like iFunny, Stick Dog, or even Big Nate. Actually, I never read Big Nate, but I know a lot of people did. However, I did hear Barnes & Noble is starting to remodel their stores to have a more modern look, which means all of the decorations will be gone. I remember loving the look of this section when I was a kid, so it's sad to hear all of this will be going away. But I guess eventually they were going to change it, and this is that time. Now let's go to the section you've all been waiting for, and that is Dork Diaries. Yeah, I'm just kidding, no one wanted that. It's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Of course, they're gonna have all the previous releases, as well as these new board games that I talked about last year. But some new stuff that I've never seen before is this Disney box set that features all 3 of the Disney book covers. They're basically the same exact book, but they have a new cover. I never bought any of these before, and since I'm trying to complete my collection, I might pick this up in the future. The second new item is this Greg plush, which is really cool to see since I feel like there hasn't been too much new merchandise in recent times. They did some stuff back then, but stopped since until now. But as for the final new item for Wimpy Kid, it's obviously the new book, Hot Mess. They actually set up the display, and it's supposed to be a dinner table with the books on top. Now, above the books is this sign, but it doesn't say anything about a free item. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to buy it and hope for the best. I brought it up to the front, and this is what happened. Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. What did I get for free? Don't worry, I did get something, and I'll show you right now. You got the plush, here's the book, but wait, where is it? It's right under here. There it is. I got this little Wimpy Kid pin. Yep, this pin was the free item. Hey, it was free, so it's fine with me. Now, let's take a closer look at the new book. So here it is, the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid Hot Mess book. And what's crazy about this is that it's the 19th book now. I can't believe there's that many. Of course, you got this crazy front cover that's supposed to look like a picnic table, and it definitely stands out from the rest of the books in the series. On the top, it just says Diary of a Wimpy Kid with blue text, and then it just says Hot Mess in this new font we've never seen before. This is the first time it's ever said 290 million books sold. But of course, at the bottom is the main picture. You got Greg in a pile of spaghetti and meatballs with a fork. And then in the back, you have a picture of Greg in a pot of spaghetti. I don't know how he's still alive after that, but... And then of course, underneath that, you always have a little synopsis. And then at the bottom, you have every other book that was made. And yes, I have read all of these before, besides the new one. And then you have the famous page where it's all the characters, all the books, and the title. Come on, is the dad gonna be in the back? Yes, there he is. So that's it for the book, but of course I have to show you the free item that I got. Unfortunately, it wasn't this pillow, although that would be great. The real free thing was this little pin. You got the same artwork that's on the cover of the book. Not as cool as the poster or the backpack, but I'll take it. Hope you enjoyed. Put in the comments if you're getting the new book. Make sure to subscribe, and I am now selling merch. Click the link in the description to get yours today. Oh.